Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of the B-Main Bobbies podcast. We are the B-Main Bobbies and we're winning a B-Main near you. I am Tanner Allen and I am here with my other fellow B-Main Bobby, Miciah Hidlebaugh. How's it going, man?
How are you?
Oh, all right. Well, I've been out of the podcasting game for a little while, so just trying to get back in the swing of things and try to remember how to do all this stuff.
Well, yeah, you gotta watch online. You watch other people do podcasts. You just gotta do it.
Hey, just hop on the YouTube. You can learn anything on there.
Anything you can learn anything off YouTube. They tell you everything.
Hey, I mean, if you're at work and you got to learn how to figure something out, just pull up the YouTube. Hey, we do it all the time. We're all YouTube mechanics.
Everybody. That's how you get your first start.
Yeah. But, well, as you guys have probably seen on social media, we have started a B-Main Bobbies page on all platforms. We are on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. We are at B-Main Bobbies on everything except TikTok. It is bmains.bobbies. I was unable to make it just strictly B-Main Bobbies. I don't know why. I looked it up. That username is not used anywhere, but TikTok wouldn't let me use it. But we are starting to get some content rolling. I know we did a store for t-shirts a while ago, and it just the sales didn't take off as quick as we anticipated it to. So anybody that had ordered a shirt, we will be getting them. We just have to wait until the store opens back up here a little closer to race season. That way, we wanted to be able to get you guys some content out so you know that we're not just joking about this brand. We're actually trying to build it into something, and we will have the store open again and hopefully get some more sales going because when we came up with this idea, this brand and the shirt sales, everything is we're splitting it right down the middle. We're everything is going directly to each of our racing programs. We plan to race a lot together this year and try and get you guys as much content as possible. So, really looking forward to that. And hopefully, here in the very near future, we'll have the store opened up again.
I mean, yeah, like you said, all the proceeds from the store will be split down the middle to go for our racing programs. And it we're trying to get more merch to it. Right now, it's just t-shirts and hoodies. Down the line, we'll probably think about if it does skyrocket, we'll put long sleeves, hats. I mean, you name it, anything. I mean, this thing was put up on the fly. I mean, we kind of turned it from a joke to reality, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of an overnight deal. We started as literally just a joke with each other. I believe it was the fall bash where it started. We both found ourselves in a B main and we both had to win the B main to even make the show. So we just casually were joking back and forth with each other. Hey, looks like you're a B main Bobby again. Well, we saw that there was more potential in it than just joking. We figured that we could make a relatable brand out of the deal and have some fun with it and give us an excuse to produce some more content because this day and age, content rules the world. So the more content that we can get to the grassroots level, I think the better for everybody. And as popular as dirt racing is right now, being able to stand out from the crowd with a unique brand name, the B-Main Bobbies, I mean, there's nothing else like it. I mean, there's going to be some one-offs. Like I think I saw a shirt not too long ago that said, oh, what was it? The B-Main King or something like that. But
I
we're
mean,
gonna
yeah,
we're, we're doing our own thing and we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. And the little bit of content that we've got already, we've had a blast with it. So it kind of sucks that we are like 2.5 hours apart. So during the off season, trying to get content is going to be a little bit more difficult. But once race season hits, I mean, we'll probably have more and we know what to do with.
yeah. Well, yeah, back to racing. Are you gonna be racing weekly or no?
Yes and no. Um, we'll just kind of have to see. I know we've been kind of looking at different schedules and everything. Obviously, you and I have talked. We would like to try and run as many races together as possible, and doing weekly stuff in that regard would be kind of hard. But I think we will do some weekly racing. I don't know if it'll be quite as frequent as we did this previous year, as we're kind of looking at hitting a little bit bigger shows, but definitely some weekly stuff. For me, weekly would be probably Makokata on Saturday nights. Friday night options are kind of changing this year. I don't really know. I think Columbus Junction, and I don't know what the deal is with Davenport yet, but just kind of have to wait and see. I mean, Friday night shows are kind of tough getting time off work, and
Yeah.
the amount of weekly racing we did last year, I mean, trying to hit a Thursday or Friday show was pretty difficult.
I mean, your track's close to you. It all depends on what they race on. I mean, Donaldson going to Saturdays now. I mean, you got Marshalltown, Columbus Junction. I mean, West Liberty's done, I think, as of right now.
I haven't
Um,
heard anything different on that place yet.
yeah, I don't
So,
know. I mean, then you got all like the dark side promotion races, dirt crown races. Um, and I mean, we'll get into the dirt crown, what the dirt crown is too. But the dark side races are Timmy Current and Ryan's races. They always do the eastern kind of swing. Um, and I know this year they're doing like a point deal for all uh all classes that I know I'm gonna try to run for this year. I don't know. I assume you are,
yeah, and
but
I think they're up to, I think it's 5 races now. I think they have planned,
I think
or 5
I
events.
know the one race that is kind of just doesn't is the Reinhardt because they have the outlaw stock cars.
Yep,
But
that's right.
I mean you got the new one that Jeff Hoker put on is the Nippy 50 at Makokata. Um and then I think they added another one to Tipton, which is the Lucas Oil, the SLMR late models are going there. So I don't know what classes all entail for that. Um, but yeah, definitely. And then obviously the Dirt Crown. Dirt Crown is basically kind of a series that was made in Nebraska, um, and kind of travel around throughout they made it into an East and West series. And the East is kind of over in like Kansas and parts of Nebraska over there, but then you got the West series, which is like Iowa and a little bit of Nebraska. I know they obviously go to Houston and then they're going to Minnesota too this year.
Yeah, and I mean, they had a, I think they had like a 20 something race schedule last year. So if you wanted to run that schedule, there wasn't very many in Iowa. So, I mean, you had to be pretty committed to try and run that schedule. But I see they did lower it down to 10 races, I believe, this year. And there's a handful more in Iowa. And hopefully in the coming years that they can get more over here. So it's a more solidified East versus West.
Or right, I mean, a lot of last year too was, I mean, they said you had to go 70% to even get the point fund. It was top 25. Um, and some of the races were, I mean, they were tough to make.
Oh, yeah.
Just because they spread them out so much throughout the state of Iowa, and they kind of were racing on top of each other. I mean, I mean, it's tough to get off work to go to a three night show, 3 night swing, where this year they kind of spread it out a little more. So then I mean, you can have that time off. I mean, the Dirt Crown guys I mean, this series is for the racers. I mean, they're doing it to help us racers. I mean, we race for good money. Um,
Hmm.
every every event at the drivers meeting when you sign up for the membership of the Dirt Crown, which is gets you into the points system. I mean, they do a drawing. I mean, you get free stuff every drivers meeting. I mean, it consists of the new Noonan siping wheels, or not Dirt Defender, but the Noonan mud covers, a free Hoosier. I mean, as a lot of spray rattle can products, aerosol products. I mean,
Hmm.
all that stuff, I mean, goes a long ways to help programs too.
Yeah, and I mean that's why that's, with it being a 10 race series spread out the way it is, that's what made it more intriguing for us, is because when it's stacked on top of each other, most of the guys racing in that series are just anything IMCA
Don't work.
really. well, well, a good majority of them work 40-hour jobs, so it
Right.
does make it really hard to try and travel to hit these bigger races, and with it being spread out, that's definitely going to make it more doable. Yes, some of the travel, a lot of the travel for you where you're located is a little bit less than us, but I mean, I think I looked all the different tracks up, and on average, it's probably going to be 4 to 5 hours traveling for us. But when it's just a one off, like once or twice a month, I mean, that's way more doable than every single weekend trying to stay in the points and everything. And we didn't run points last year. So trying to do a little bit of points racing this year might be kind of fun.
Well, right. And I mean, that kind of goes into, I mean, weekly racing or big money specials. I mean, I would definitely, I mean, I didn't run for points just because, I mean, I ran for points 2 years ago and it wasn't fun. I mean, it's stressful. I mean, you're consistently having to run good. You're always looking at the points. I mean, it doesn't
Yep.
matter. You go to big money shows, it's basically you're racing for money. You want to make the shows. I mean, I mean,
Hmm.
you're racing against the best of the best too. I mean, some guys are there that are just, I mean, you're gonna have that anywhere. Some guys go that shouldn't be there. Heck, sometimes I shouldn't be at some of the races, but we still attempt.
Yeah. And I mean, the points racing stuff, it's so hard. We did it for several years in the go kart stuff, trying to win the regional points, then trying to make sure that you had enough points races ran so you could punch your ticket to go to the IKF Nationals. And even when we started in the big car stuff, I mean, trying to run every week at Tipton and West Liberty, I mean, you're married to the track. So, and what I mean by you're married to it is you have to go there if you want to try and win the points championship. Because if you miss one night, that could be the difference between finishing first or finishing fifth. So,
Right. I mean, and yeah, it goes on to that. I mean, that's when I started racing. I mean, I wanted to race different tracks. I mean, I always think it's fun traveling. You race different tracks around the state of Iowa, if not Nebraska, South Dakota, Minnesota. I mean, it's all fun. I mean, I mean, I was fortunate enough to go to Houston's this year, which never been there. I watched on TV. Ended up
mhm,
making the show. That was a fun place. Went to Deer Creek this year, ran another big USRA show. But I mean, the big shows are definitely where it's at. I mean, these guys are trying to get these big shows for us. I mean, heck, the Yankee coming up. I mean, Barry Braun is with XR is definitely. I mean, racing for 100K in stock cars. Who would ever thought? I mean,
I know it. Yeah, it's crazy. I've been telling people a lot lately that, like, when I first started racing cars in 2010, the IMCA stock car class, I mean, it was a good class, but it wasn't like a premier class like it's turning into.
well,
I
heck, when my
mean,
dad raced, I mean, '07, it wasn't even, I mean, the class to be in was IMCA modifieds. If
yep.
you modifieds were, it went hobby stock, sport mod, stock car modified. I mean, it was a rank. Heck, now it feels like there is no ranking. Heck, you got guys that are in hobby stocks that are like, could go race stock, win enough in hobbies, go race stock cars. You got A mod guys going to stock cars, sport mod guys going to stock cars. I
Yeah.
mean, when you have a guy that has over 600 wins in racing running stock cars, I mean, yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, that's more in my lifetime there.
Yeah, and I mean, I honestly, I'm glad we got into the class when we did, but now I wish I would have listened to Johnny a little sooner and got into it earlier, but I wouldn't trade what we did for anything. I mean, getting to run open wheel stuff was a lot of fun, but I feel like we got in at the right time because now we got 40 races under our belt and now there's all these big money races coming, so I feel like we're more likely to compete now than we would have been if we were jumping in this year as our first year.
Well, heck, I mean, when my rookie year in the stock car, we tried to run for rookie points. I mean, it was tough. I mean, I ran I mean, I ran almost 60, 65, 70 races that year. I mean, and that was consisted of me running Stewart weekly. I mean, I went all the way to, I mean, you got to cherry pick if you're going to run for that stuff. But I mean, I
Right.
went all the way to Benton. I mean, and I tried to do some big shows my rookie year, and it just, I mean, it showed. I mean, the experience level. I mean, it even shows now. I mean, running the big shows now. I mean, the talent. I mean, that's going in these races, entering these races, like the names on the Yankee entry list
Oh
is.
yeah.
I mean, you got late model guys. I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, you got RTJ. The guy won 20 something Lucas Oil late model races this year. I
Hmm.
mean, the guy can wheel a trash can if he had to.
Yeah, I mean the names on that list is it's insane. I mean, I never, like you said, we never would have dreamt that a race like this would have ever existed for the stock cars. And it's just going to be a snowball effect too, because shortly after that is when they announced that big race up at Spencer. I believe it's in May.
Oh yeah, I think at 25 the 25,000 to win
Hmm.
deal. Yeah, that that race just falls on a. I probably won't be doing that one just because it falls on a bad week of racing. I mean, I got to
Yep.
go. It just Spencer. The track's fun. It just is tough to get there on a Monday. And when
Oh yeah.
I have a sponsor race that Friday at Marshalltown that I kind of have to be at.
Hmm.
So I'm racing 3 nights at Spencer, having one night off, go to Marshalltown, and then have one night off and go race a 2 day show at Spencer or Stewart. I mean, that's a tough week of racing right there.
Yeah, and I believe there's a dirt crown race that Sunday before. So granted, we would already be in that area, but again, with my job trying to get that much time off to go 4 days straight, it'd be hard.
Or I mean, and yeah, the perks of working for your family too helps.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I mean that's why I would be okay if we ran a little bit less weekly stuff this year. So maybe we don't run 40 races again, but if we're running, say we run 20 big money races, I mean that to me is
It was a good
equivalent
season.
to, but yeah, I don't know, we'll see. I think dirt crown stuff's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to trying something different and going to some more bucket list tracks for me. Like the Husets, that's a huge one for me.
I mean, I mean that place. I when they came out with that, I sharpied that one on the calendar. That was no penciled in. I mean, that was a dead set. We were going, and I mean, just to even make the show I mean, it was pretty cool. A race that you usually see sprint cars, and you don't really see late models, but I mean I'm just glad the Houston's took over the Silver Dollar Nationals and kept that race going. Um, Joe Kosiski definitely had a good race going at I-80, and then it was just time to be done, and I'm just glad Houston's kept it going. Um, but yeah, back to I mean what you were saying about doing limiting your races. I mean, that's why I'm not doing super nationals this year. I'm trying to definitely do some more big money shows, try to do most of the Dirt Crown, if not all of it, and then do the dark side stuff. I mean, that's enough racing alone right there, just in those two series.
Yeah, I mean that would put us at, because the dark side races, some of those are 2 or 3 day shows. So I mean that could put us at 20 races just between Dirt Crown and the dark side stuff. So that's a pretty good swing.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it it's I haven't seen, and obviously there's more stuff that's going to be announced throughout the year. I mean, like always, I know that the whole hog at Stewart's always a big one, 5 grand to win, 500 to start. Um, there's that one. Everybody seems to always come up with some stuff throughout the year that spur of the moment, find sponsors for money. I mean, heck, most of the Dirt Crown stuff is 2,000 to win. Some of it's five, but I mean, heck, just to even win a grand would mean be a bucket list. But
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, I can't even imagine winning 100 grand. I mean, that'd be crazy.
I mean, that could be a career changer for somebody if they pull that off. If it's a local guy that wins it, I mean, that could be a huge deal.
I don't know if there's really much local guys in that little entry list though. Um,
Well, probably not.
I mean, you got some heavy hitters.
Oh yeah, but so big money specials that I'm looking forward to would definitely be Huset's for sure. Um, the Silver Dollar Nationals. I mean, growing up a sprint car fan, going to Huset's would be pretty sweet. And then hopefully finish well enough or do well enough in the Dirt Crown points to get an invite to the Knoxville Raceway, since they are having an invite only for that. And part of that criteria is being a regular with the Dirt Crown series. So those two for me would be the big money shows that I'm looking forward to, and the Yankee. Sorry, three.
I mean, yeah, it's really. I mean, I mean, I kind of crossed Houston's off last year. I mean, that was a big bucket list. Uh, definitely, definitely the Yankee this year. I mean, I was fortunate enough to win at Farley the first time I showed up at the place. Ever seen it? Right, I mean, in person, seeing it go and win. Um, so I mean that was definitely cool. And but other than that, I mean, yeah, to race at Knoxville. My dad raced at Knoxville in Sport Mod when they used to have the Harris Clash there,
Mm-hmm.
and um, so that I mean that'd be kind of cool to get the invite to go to that because when they invite, they're only going to invite the best to go race at that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, race in front of the late model guys. Heck, you never know. You might spark one of the team owners' eyes, and
Yeah,
next
you
thing you
never know.
know, you're in a late model ride.
Yeah, I mean anything is possible, and that's the thing. You have to be a regular with the Dirt Crown series, and that's the first step to trying to get that invitation. So that's that's my personal plan of what we're gonna try and do. I don't know how much of that you're probably gonna do. We'll probably try and run them all together, but that's kind of our plans for this year. Obviously, that can change because schedules come out, big races come out. I mean, Barry Braun kind of lit Facebook on fire with that.
Yeah, he kind of. I mean, Facebook broke.
Yes.
Like Timmy said, I think he drinks more than Timmy, and that's kind of hard to do. The guy has Bush Light sponsorship. I'm pretty sure
If he doesn't, he should by now.
he probably should by now.
But, well, we are running short on time here as this is our first episode and we are only limited to a certain amount of time to record. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, follow us on all social media platforms at B-Main Bobbies. We have tons of content planned for the future. We have YouTube videos that are getting created right now. Just have to get the editing and stuff like that finished. But follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We're on all of it.